Hey, I'm Matt.
And I'm Kurt, and today we're looking at Thor God of Thunder, Issue 1. Thor God of Thunder is a new series starting as a part of the larger Marvel Now initiative. It's written by Jason Aaron with art done by Isadra Beach. As Aaron's first take on Thor, I thought he did a marvelous job capturing the mysticism that is integral to a good Thor story, emphasizing Thor's immortality as an actual god. The issue takes place over 3 different time periods at 3 different locations: the 9th century AD in Iceland, the present day deep space on the planet known as Indigar, and a time simply described as many millennia from now in Asgard. The threads of the story begin when a younger, more rowdy Thor witnesses the body of a Native American god washing ashore near a Norse village. The dead god's face wore an unmistakable look of abject fear. Though it troubled Thor that a god would die in such an undignified manner, he spares no time in going back to enjoying his life full of ale and women. The story picks up again centuries in the future in the present day, when Thor, answering the prayer of a child, brings rains to the drought-stricken planet of Indigar. Wondering why Indigar's own gods did not answer their people's prayers, Thor investigates a cosmic castle searching for clues. He finds it empty save for one chained room which contained the rotting corpses of the Indigar gods. Thor immediately recognizes the look of terror and agony on many of the corpses as the same one he witnessed back in the 9th century. As he makes this realization, he is suddenly attacked by a dark-skinned, lizard-like creature brandishing a sword. Thor identifies it as the guard dog for an entity known as Gorr the God Butcher. The issue ends in future Asgard with an old, alone Thor facing a whole horde of these guard dogs in a last stand. The question on my mind is, who is this Gorr the God Butcher, and what did he do to all of Asgard?
So I'm not sure who Gorr the God Butcher is, but it seems pretty clear that he's already killed all the Asgardians and that Thor is the last one left. I don't know what you think, though.
Well, from what I understand, Gorr the God Butcher is a new adversary for Thor, and anyone that can kill all the Asgardians is obviously a good adversary for Thor, and that's what makes me excited.
I think, even in Fraction's run, he kind of had that whole thing, what happens to gods when they die, and they were kind of swallowed into a black hole or something like that.
The Demogorge, I think is what it was called.
So I think this is kind of the same type of idea that even gods die, and that Thor is going to be the last one.
I did like the idea of emphasizing that Thor was a god. The fact that he responded to prayers, I thought was great.
Yeah, that it was very cool that, that kid is saying, like, hey, we need some help here. And Thor's like, all right, here you go.
My question is, how did that kid in this deep space planet know about Thor? Is Norse mythology just spread across the universe?
I mean, well, Odin's the All-Father, so he's like almost a god above gods. So
I think it's just one cosmos, right? They all have their own cosmos, and they all help each other out. So you got the.
But Thor's legend is just that big.
Thor is legend.
Yeah. I also really liked how in the many millennia later in Asgard, Thor is still there, and he kind of looks like Odin a little bit. Like
yeah,
he's down to one eye, he's lost an arm.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. He actually has battle scars now.
Yeah. And he's still got Mjolnir though, so
yeah. Well, he can't part with that. The praying thing did remind me a lot of American Gods by Neil Gaiman, where all these gods are living among us, and the way they get power is by people praying to them. And so it's kind of cool just to see Thor responding to that. But I don't know if he gets power from it, but that'd be cool.
Oh, I just think that's the character of Thor. It's like he's a good guy.
So he just responds to anyone. Like that's my question. Like if someone in New York City is like, "Oh man, I really need to get to work right now. I really hope, or just pray to Thor to get me to work really quickly."
Well, that's kind of different. I mean, that kid is praying, saying, "We've had a prolonged drought on our planet, and people are dying."
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I guess he does respond to any sort of big calamity out there, regardless of anything.
So in terms of a grade, what would you give this?
I'd give this a solid 4 out of 5. I think Aaron has shown a lot of potential for what he can do with this.
I would give this 4 out of 5 as well. I really like how there's kind of the past, the present, and the future, and they all kind of tie together into one cohesive story, and I really like that.
Yeah, and it really gives us something to look forward to. We know what's going to happen. Now we're really curious how it's going to happen.
Yeah, so it's not what, it's how.
Yeah.
We're sealing up this issue between the bags and boards, but before we go, we have a question for you. What would be the coolest way for Thor to lost his arm?
You can post your response to that question in the comments below or reach us via Twitter, email, and we even have a Tumblr now. Thanks for watching.
Bye.